What happens when a family secret explodes in the middle of Judge Judy's courtroom? Imagine a case so personal, so raw, that even Judge Judy herself is left speechless. Today's story isn't just about money or property, it's about trust, betrayal, and a hidden recording that will turn a family upside down. Before we start, comment below. Have you ever kept a secret that could destroy a relationship? The courtroom was packed. On one side sat Mrs. Farida, a dignified woman in her late 50s, her hands folded tightly in her lap. On the other side, her daughter-in-law, Sarah, barely 28, eyes red from crying, clutching a tissue. The tension between them was so thick, you could almost taste it. Judge Judy looked over her glasses, her voice sharp. Let's get to the point. Mrs. Farida, you're suing your daughter-in-law for $5,000, claiming she stole jewelry from your home. Sarah, you say you're innocent and that this is all a misunderstanding. Is that correct? Sarah nodded, her voice trembling. I would never steal from my own family. She's accusing me because she never wanted me to marry her son. Farida's lips tightened. She's lying, Your Honor. I have proof. My gold bangles, my wedding necklace gone. Only Sarah had access to my room. Judge Judy raised an eyebrow. Proof is what matters here, not accusations. Do you have any evidence, Mrs. Farida? Farida hesitated, then pulled out a small USB drive. I have a recording. I set up a camera in my room after I started suspecting Sarah. The footage will show the truth. The audience gasped. Sarah's face went pale. You put a camera in your own bedroom? Farida nodded, unapologetic. I had to. I couldn't trust anyone. Judge Judy motioned to the bailiff. Let's see the footage. As the video began to play, the entire courtroom leaned forward. The suspense was electric. What would the camera reveal? Was Sarah guilty, or was there something even more shocking hidden in recording? Asterisk, the video flickered to life on the courtroom monitor. The footage was grainy, but clear enough to see the inside of Farida's bedroom. For a few moments, nothing happened. Then Sarah entered the room, looking nervous. She opened a drawer, took out a jewelry box, and stared at it for a long time. Farida's eyes blazed with triumph. See, she's caught red-handed. But Judge Judy held up a hand. Let's watch the whole thing before we jump to conclusions. On the screen, Sarah sat on the bed, clutching the jewelry box. She didn't open it. Instead, she pulled out her phone and made a call. Her voice, barely audible, trembled. Emmy, I can't do this. I can't take her things. I just wanted to prove I could be trusted. And putting it back. The audience murmured. Farida's confidence faltered. The video continued. Sarah placed the jewelry box back in the drawer, untouched. She wiped her eyes and left the room. Judge Judy paused the video. Mrs. Farida, your own evidence shows Sarah didn't steal anything. She didn't even open the box. Farida's face turned red. But she was in my room. Why else would she be there? Sarah's voice broke. I was trying to prove to you that I could be trusted. You've never accepted me. I thought if I could resist temptation, maybe you'd finally believe I'm not a thief. The courtroom was silent. Judge Judy's eyes softened just a little. Mrs. Farida, do you have any other evidence? Farida shook her head, her confidence crumbling. No, Your Honor, but the jewelry is still missing. Judge Judy leaned forward. Then maybe you should be asking yourself who else had access to your room. Suddenly, a voice from the audience shouted, Check the maid. She was there that day too. All eyes turned to the back of the courtroom, where the family's longtime maid, Shazia, sat nervously. The plot had thickened, and the real thief might be someone no one expected. Asterisk, Judge Judy's gaze locked onto Shazia. Ma'am, please come forward. Shazia shuffled to the stand, wringing her hands. I didn't take anything, Your Honor. I just cleaned the house. Farida's suspicion shifted. She's been with us for years, but lately things have gone missing. Judge Judy's tone was icy. Did you see anyone else in the room that day, Shazia? Shazia hesitated, glancing at Sarah. I saw Sarah go in, but she left quickly. I didn't see her take anything. Judge Judy pressed further. Did you see anyone else? Shazia's eyes darted. No, but I did see Mrs. Farida's son, Imran, in the hallway. He looked upset. Farida's face twisted in confusion. Imran, my own son? Sarah's eyes widened. He's been under a lot of stress lately. He lost his job, but he didn't want anyone to know. Judge Judy's voice was gentle but firm. Sometimes the people we trust the most are the ones hiding the biggest secrets. The courtroom was silent as Judge Judy called Imran to the stand. He looked nervous, avoiding his mother's gaze. Imran, did you take your mother's jewelry? Judge Judy asked. Imran's voice was barely a whisper. I needed money. I pawned the jewelry. I was going to pay it back before anyone noticed. Farida gasped, tears streaming down her face. My own son. Sarah covered her mouth, shocked. The audience was stunned. The real thief had been in front of them all along. Judge Judy's voice was soft but stern. Imran, you owe your mother an apology and a lot more than that. But the drama wasn't over. As Imran broke down in tears, another secret was about to be revealed, one that would change everything. I Memrain sobbed, unable to look at his mother. I'm sorry, Amy. I was desperate. I lost my job. I was drowning in debt. I thought I could fix it before anyone found out. Farida's anger melted into heartbreak. Why didn't you come to me? We're family. Imran shook his head. I was ashamed. I didn't want you to think I was a failure. Judge Judy's voice was gentle. Sometimes the hardest thing is asking for help, but lying only makes things worse. Sarah reached out, placing a hand on Farida's arm. He didn't want to hurt you. None of us did. Farida looked at Sarah, tears in her eyes. I accused you of something you didn't do. I'm so sorry. Sarah hugged her mother-in-law, both women crying. The audience wiped away tears. For a moment, it seemed like the family might heal. But then, Judge Judy turned to Imran. You still have to face the consequences. Did you pawn all the jewelry? Imran nodded. Yes, but I kept the receipts. I can get everything back. Judge Judy nodded. You'll return every piece and you'll pay your mother back for any losses. Understood? Imran agreed, relief flooding his face. But just as the case seemed to be wrapping up, the bailiff approached Judge Judy, whispering urgently. Judge Judy's eyes widened. There's one more thing, she announced. The pawn shop owner is here, and he has something to say. The suspense was back. What new twist was about to unfold? The pawn shop owner, Mr. Malik, took the stand. He held up a small velvet pouch. I have Mrs. Farida's jewelry. Imran brought it in, but he wasn't alone. The courtroom buzzed. Judge Judy leaned forward. Who was with him? Mr. Malik glanced at Imran, then at Sarah. It was Sarah. She was the one who convinced Imran to come clean. She begged me not to sell the jewelry, said they'd get the money and buy it back. Farida's eyes filled with fresh tears. You tried to help him? Sarah nodded, her voice trembling. I knew he was in trouble. I didn't want to betray his trust, but I couldn't let you lose your jewelry. I was going to tell you everything after we got it back. Judge Judy's voice was warm. Sarah, you showed real courage. You tried to protect your family, even when you were being accused. Farida hugged Sarah tightly. I'm so sorry for doubting you. You're the daughter I never had. Imran apologized again, promising to make things right. Judge Judy smiled, her eyes twinkling. This case started with suspicion and ended with the truth. Let this be a lesson. Secrets only hurt the people we love. Honesty heals. The audience erupted in applause. Judge Judy banged her gavel. Case dismissed. As the family left the courtroom, united at last, the audience knew they'd witnessed something rare, a real moment of forgiveness, and a reminder that sometimes the biggest drama isn't about crime, but about the courage to tell the truth. Asterisk.